Murphy, he was fear-mongering about this bill. He said it is the most deeply immoral piece of legislation he's ever voted on. What is he talking about?
Well, what's immoral are people like Senator Murphy and other Democrats who are doing fear-mongering over this bill to scare the American people. Let me tell you, the economic consequences of not reauthorizing Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is significant. It is significant. The CBO scored economic growth at 1.8%. We know that pro-growth policies such as those in Tax Cut and Jobs Act or the OB3 are significant, and the economy will grow at a greater pace than that, which will help to reduce both deficit and debt. We know that ordinary average people working are going to benefit. Number one, they're going to benefit by lower tax rates. So if we don't reauthorize, then tax rates go back up. And that's for the lowest income person all the way up middle income people. They will be paying more in taxes. Their child care tax credit will be cut in half. The standard deduction will be cut in half, and 91% of people file using the standard deduction. In a state like Iowa, where you have multiple small businesses and you have farmers, which are small businesses, the small business provisions in there are significant. So when you're looking at 199A provisions, when you're looking at estate tax for farmers and small businesses to pass on their business or farm to the next generation, that's within this bill. And then we haven't even gotten to no tax on overtime, no tax on tips. We're reducing the taxation burden to those working Americans and those working families, and also to seniors who are working by reducing the amount of tax would be owed on earnings. So those are significant provisions within this bill. And as I said, the economic consequences of not reauthorizing this are going to be significant.
Yeah, and I want to ask you, speaking of those tax provisions, I hear other fear-mongering that, this is going to hurt American workers, but there are tax provisions in there, pro-growth tax incentives, that will ultimately bring factories back from China and other places back here to the United States, which will hire American workers, would it not?
Absolutely. And remember, I said this when we had the Energy and Commerce markup hearing, and that is, I didn't hear the Democrats wail about the 11,000 jobs lost overnight on January 20th of 2021 when Biden came into office after inauguration and canceled the Keystone Pipeline.
Right.
These were union workers. These were people who had mortgages, who had kids in school, who had loan car payments, and their jobs were lost overnight with no provisions, no warning. The Democrats didn't say anything when the Affordable Care Act was passed, and the lies that were told. And the Washington Post said that they gave 4 Pinocchios to President Obama for the lies that were told about the Affordable Care Act. One, premiums would go back down by $2,500. They went up that same year. They have continued to go up ever since. If you like your health plan, you can keep your health plan. You're not going to lose your coverage. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Well, number one, millions of people lost health insurance overnight, and what they replaced it with was a more costly plan with higher deductibles. And they also lost their doctor. I know because I was one of those doctors who had patients who had to tell me that if they wanted to come see me, they would pay out of pocket, or they would not be able to come see me because their insurance plan would not cover it. So the 4 Pinocchios from the Washington Post about all of the lies, and the Democrats didn't say anything about all of those people who lost coverage because of the plans they put in place, the lack of association plans, the small business provisions that penalized small businesses and treated large businesses much greater. So if there's any wailing, it should be wailing over what they did to begin with, why they put us in this position where premiums are so high, and we've covered people, but they still can't access health care coverage, and also the problems they had to the economy. And as I said, the impact on the economy is profound if we do not reauthorize this. Just think, the Biden economy was so bad. How bad would the Biden economy really have been if Tax Cuts and Jobs Act were not already law at the time?
Yeah, that's a really, really great point. I mean, it probably would have been devastating and would have sent half of the people who were already suffering into bankruptcy.